Good evening. Hello. Jack?
Never word.
What?
It's about me taking Muke at weekend.
What about it?
Well, I thought I'd have a word with the brewery, George Newton himself.
What?
Well, there's a pal of mine, is George. He was dead chuffed with the help I give Betty here. You know, when you went AWOL. I think he'll be a bit surprised about me getting the push.
You'll have to see them, won't you?
Oh, poor Betty.
Oh, she'll be all right. I've told her to get herself back to bed. 24 hours should make all the difference.
So she'll definitely not be in today?
No chance. Tomorrow neither, I shouldn't wonder. But what with Betty off and George Newton threatening to show his face, I reckon it's just not my day.
George Newton coming here this afternoon?
His secretary was on the blower.
You don't think it was Jack, do you? Been staring it like.
The way he's been talking, I reckon it's on the cards.
You would be fair to him, wouldn't you, Bet? I mean, if the subject does come up.
That depends.
He's worked hard, you know. I mean, he's never skived off or anything. All right, he may be a bit of a handful at times.
Now, hang on, kid. It's him that's chucking the bricks, you know. I never promised him ability here for life. And apart from aught else, he's more used to me in front of that bar, spending his brass, than behind it doing his Boris Karloff impressions.
Yeah, but if he had a chance of being fixed up elsewhere, you wouldn't turn the brewery against him.
If Jack's been slagging me off, I'm bound to get needled, aren't I? Anyway, the important thing is we've got his nibs on the prowl. So let's make sure we're on the ball, right?
Listen, you horse-faced old slag, I'm getting fed up with these flipping excuses. And when I do see George down at the golf club, your days on this flipping switchboard are numbered.
Blooming heck, have you gone potty?
Oh, I'm getting fed up, Hilda. How much more can a fella take?
They can be very snooty, them women.
He isn't in. He's in conference. He'll ring you back. I think he spends most of his time sampling products.
He is a funny colour.
Anyway, tell Wick phone I'm going down there personal.
You are? To the brewery after the way you've just spoke?
She don't go pants you.
Oh, I see. More kidology. Hey. What about them empties? Now, I can't mop till they're shifted.
Oh, now give all clacking. I'll shift them after I've only flipping tea break.
Oh, I see. I thought you were off waylaying the big wigs.
Well, I'm going down there in my dirt, am I?
Will you wear a fancy waistcoat and one of them hats like Accabilk?
Jack turned up then, has he?
Oh, yeah, give him credit. He's down the cellar doing his stuff. And he's got that yard of picture, you know.
Well, things seem to be in fairly good shape. I appreciate you showing me the books, though it wasn't strictly necessary. I mean, we've never doubted your word. It's just that we feel that your sense of priorities is a little on the shaky side, shall we say.
Well, it's not been no doddle, making the jump like.
Oh, we understand that, which is why we feel that a period when we give you extra support and advice might be helpful.
Oh, sure.
Quite frankly, what's needed here is stability. That's got to be the key policy word from now on.
Granted. But, to be fair to myself, I've not had the best of luck, staff-wise, and hopefully, once I get a permanent cellar man, I should be well suited.
Oh, what's wrong with the chap you've got now?
Well, he's not really very experienced.
How experienced does he have to be, as long as he's willing to work?
I suppose it's a matter of personality more than aught else. I mean, he's not the best favoured of blokes.
You can't expect Robert Redford.
No, but I don't want Dracula neither.
I've spoken to this chap, Mr. Shuttleworth. I saw no likeness to Dracula.
You wait till the full moon.
Okay, so he wouldn't win any charm contests, but at least you're not likely to go off on some cruise with him.
Are you saying that I can't choose my own staff, even at that level?
I'm saying that sacking people because they don't happen to have sex appeal...
Mr. Newton.
Let's not be mealy-mouthed about it. That's what you're talking about. Sacking people for such reasons is not the way we do things at Newton and Ridley. I'll say good afternoon.
Here I am, top Solomon at the ready.
Hey, nothing, boy. Nibs wants to see you.
Oh, I thought she might. After my little conflab with the head lad, did myself a right bit of good there.
Oh, did you? Well, your Vera's put a stop to all that. Accused her of sexually harassing you.
Oh, no.
I'd say my prayers if I were you. She'll have the firing squad lined up.
Think of England, Jack. Ah, Jack, our little treasure. Isn't he sweet?
Hey-o.
But ladies, I do have to say one thing. Gorgeous though he is, this man is not a plaything. If he is to stay with us, then liberties must not be taken. I know it will be hard, but we'll have to try putting that stuff in our tea. Jack, if we promise to leave you unmolested, you will stay. You will give us a second chance.
George Newton's had a word with you. Never mind all this play acting. You've had your card marked.
Hey, is he staying or not?
Well, he amuses me.
Hey!
Seriously? What's made you change your mind? Has he got pull in high quarters or what? It's all down to what happened with Frank, love. So I'm playing it safe. Biting the bullet, Rita. Which is great for the character, but not so good on the teeth. Put in the boot in, was she?
No. As a matter of fact, she was saying how much she rated you. But don't let it go to your head.
Right, she won't flaming paying next.
Where's your tame gorilla tonight?
You wouldn't by any chance mean duck egg, would you?
Well, how many tame gorillas you got?
Night off, give us all a rest.
You changed your tune a bit smartish, didn't you? I thought you were dead keen on seeing him off.
Had my mind changed for me, didn't I?
Oh, who by?
My lord and master at the brewery. He reckoned as long as Jack the lad was doing his job okay, he might as well stop on. I wasn't in any mood to argue.
Oh, now that's not the Bet Lynch that I know and love.
It's the Bet Lynch you're looking at, Mike.
And what brought all this on?
Ever since I got back from that cruise with Frank, I seem to have done naught but argue the toss over every flaming little thing under the sun. And where's it getting me, apart from ragged round the edges? I'm sick of banging my head against a brick wall. From now on, it's anything for a quiet life. So if you were thinking of chucking that scotch all over me, now's your chance.
What, your prices? You've got to be joking.
All I'm saying is you could have told me. I mean, heavens above, we are supposed to be friends as well as workmates, aren't we?
Of course we are, Betty, love. To tell you the truth, I was dead ashamed.
Ashamed?
Well, even I've got me pride, you know. I may have been a miserable failure at most things in my life, but I was determined to make a go of this place.
It'll all work out, lovey, mark my words.
Oh, will it? I could hear folk yakking behind my back when Elizabeth Theresa Lynch were painted over that door.
Oh, jealous of the lot of them, that's what it is.
She'll not last 5 minutes. Newton and Ridley's must be hard up. Which made me even more determined to prove the flaming lot of them wrong. And then Stella Rigby has to show up, open a big gob and broadcast it.
Look, I'll give you all the support I can. Now, you know that, don't you, Duck?
Ta, Betty, love. Do you know, I think you're the only real friend I've got.
Yes, well, just you keep me informed, that's all I ask. Ta,
You
love.
see, the trouble is, it puts me in an impossible position. What were it, that catch-22 thing?
Come again?
Well, you know, whatever I do's wrong. Take Gloria, for instance. If I pull her up over out, she's likely to walk out. That gets back to the big white chief, and I'm out on me ear. The Rovers is me home as well, you know, Betty.
Oh, never mind. Let's look on the bright side. Soon be Christmas, Duck.
I just hope I'm here to celebrate.
Of course you will be, then we can laugh at all this. Hey, Mrs. Mop's late, isn't she?
Oh, Hilda. Do you know, I clean forgot. She's gone to the doctor's. I were it vet. Now you'll see what I mean. Do I politely ask Miss Todd to stand in for Hilda? Or do I order her to do it? Because she could easily refuse and walk out, you know.
Watch it.
Morning, love. Morning. Ooh, a bit nippy out there today.
Yeah.
Good morning, Gloria, love. Nice blouse. New, is it?
Brand new. I just hope I don't get it muffed up. Cost me a packet.
See what I mean? Now what do I do, eh? Gloria, love.
Yeah?
Oh, Hilda's off poorly, so it's your turn to stand in for it. Now, you know where all the cleaning things are, and when you've done, put the kettle on.
All right, Betty. Let's get started then.
Yeah.
Nice ones, Bettykins.
Oh, no, it's just a matter of tact. Have you got it? Well, you haven't.
Hey-o! Where have you been, eh? To see your probation officer.
Barbara Cartland's mother's just arrived.
Oh, flaming hell fire. Stella, what a pleasant surprise.
Bet here.
Oh, what's your posh coat, cock? Undispersed, full of dregs.
I just popped in, Bet, to apologise for that little faux pas I made last night vis-à-vis the brewery.
Oh, that? Don't worry, Stella. All my friends knew about it.
Of course we did.
One large G&T coming up.
I mustn't be too naughty, Bet. I got the Merc outside.
Shame for her, isn't it? Only me and my hubby. Well, he's the cellar man here.
Oh, I didn't realise you were in the licensed trade.
Oh, we're not? Well, not yet, no. I'm the rag trade, you know, the fashion business.
Not a model, surely.
Cheeky cow. I expect Bet will be out of her ears soon, won't you? What do you think?
Well, between ourselves, Newton and Ridley's policy is normally to employ couples to run their establishments. Married couples, that is. And, of course, poor Bet isn't married.
And never will be, that's for sure. So what's it like then, this George Newton?
Your drink, Stella.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Let's drink to our future girls, eh?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Give us a scotch, please,
I'll
darling.
get it for long.
How's business then?
Oh, it's about as good as me, lovely.
Oh, that bad, eh?
Oh, by the way, I see your old flame's back in town.
Which particular old flame's that then?
Why, how many old flames you got?
Thousands.
Well, this is the one that shakes a very nifty Harvey Woolbanger.
Frank.
Yeah. So I'm doing his stuff there in the Portway Hotel. Very suave the way he sticks his little umbrella into his maraschino cherry. Don't suppose you have much scope for doing that here, eh?
Did you not know he was back, love? Did he not mention that he might come back?
Look, Betty, when I said trial to him after that cruise, we parted best of pals as far as I know, but we both left it open-ended. I've learned better than to put pressure on a fella, especially a roamer like Frank Mills.
Well, what are you going to do, love? Are you going to see him?
I will not. I may not have much, Betty, but I've still got my flipping pride. If he wants to see me, he knows where he can find me.
Tell you, kid, you've done all right for yourself.
Oh, yeah, brilliant.
You have. Independent, running your own little business. What more do you want?
Audrey, I would tell you, but Betty's easily shocked.
Oh, I know what. Why don't you and me have a night out tonight? Yes. See what a couple of lovely ladies on the loose can come up with, eh?
Oh, I tried that. At Blackpool, the answer is not a lot. Speak of the flipping devil.
I'm back.
So I see.
I would have sent the state trumpeters in with a fanfare, but I wanted to surprise you.
You did.
Look, I don't expect you to leap over the bar and into my arms, but a hello, Frank, isn't it nice to see you again wouldn't go amiss.
A lot of things wouldn't go amiss. Like letting a girl know you're back in town, for starters.
What do you think I'm doing here? Sell you a life insurance policy?
When did you get back?
Dover yesterday, Weatherfield last night.
Last night.
Late, which is why I didn't call you. And then today I had to work straight away. It was either start right away or don't bother.
At the Portway Hotel.
By the left. Does MI5 know about you?
Well, I keep my ear close to the ground.
Not the comfiest of positions. Now, how about going into the back, putting the kettle on, and listening to my plans for our reunion night out?
Are you sure you only got back yesterday?
You want to see the stamp in my passport?
You don't look too thrilled, Betty.
Oh, it's got nothing to do with me, love.
It's about time we treated ourselves to some new bar towels, Betty. Either that or Hilda will have to change your soap powder.
Yeah, I've been thinking that for weeks.
It's all expense, you know, Betty. You know what a bad summer it's been for supping beer. I've seen ardent alkies walking here wet through and not be able to face a pint.
Won't have done them any harm.
I'm not all that interested in their health, you know, Betty. It's when I see my bosses walking about wearing them tight little cost-cutting smiles, that's when I start to get worried.
Yeah, just put the prices up like they usually do.
Ah, then I'll have the likes of Percy Sugden going teetotal for a day and a night again. I'm fighting a losing battle, you know, Betty. I am, really.
Yes. Yes, it must be very hard being a manageress. Especially when you've no sort of consolations these days.
No, Betty. Frank did not stop here last night.
I gathered as much.
Been sniffing round for signs of aftershave, have
No,
you?
I haven't. The toothbrush that he left in the bathroom's bone dry.
Guy, talk about Miss Marple.
Well, I keep my eyes open.
Not to mention fine focused.
Look, the less he stops here, the better for you.
That is a matter of opinion.
All I'm saying is, if the brewery find out that he's stopping here, they'll think he's trying to lead you astray like he did the last time. You're still on probation, do you remember?
Close your eyes and open your hand.
What for?
I want to slip you your wages, don't I? On the QT.
Oh, I see. Me farewell present, eh?
Farewell present? What are you talking about?
Well, now that Frankie's back, I still have Mr. Jack, not required on voyage. I can still play me ace, you know.
You give that a right pacing, haven't you, this dinner?
I've had a couple of pints or so.
Frank has got enough to do behind his own bar. I still need your biceps here.
You sure?
Absolutely. You know you're getting paranoid about Frank, Sunshine.
Yeah, well, I think they're smarter, don't they, these southerners? Just because they talk a lot faster.
You what? Smarter than a Lancashire lad? Do me a favour.
Anything else I can do for you before I push off? I meant, do you want anything else bringing up from the cellar?
What else?
Well, if you do need any humping doing, I'm sure the lads will give you a hand. You should be all right for everything else down there.
Be back later, will you?
Not tonight. I'm on duty in the residence lounge.
I'll keep the bed warm for you, Nero.
I know you will. I'll see you later.
See you, friends.
He certainly brought the roses back to her cheeks, hasn't he?
Yeah, not the first.
Well, what's up with that?
Tell him.
Bet doesn't seem to have any complaints.
there'll be nobody happier than me if it stops that way, because I'm the one that's going to have to pick up the pieces if it doesn't. Where is she?
Where do you think? Mind you, if I was in her shoes, you wouldn't find me in here. Not with a fella as dishy as him in there.
Why? Don't him.
I'll say I do. Nothing like the blokes I get. He's, sophisticated. He's been about.
Tell you what, the next time he goes on a cruise, ask him to take you instead of her. To save us a lot of trouble.
I wish I could. He's been everywhere, you know. He was telling me.
Yeah, well, he's just come back, so shut up.
Hey, this lot won't make us fortunes. Now come again when you can stop a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
And so what's he on? Double brandies, I hope.
He had his drink about 12:30. Half a pint of bitter shandy. Rest of the time he's been playing himself at cards.
Do you know, we're sitting on a little gold mine here.
For the bedroom, you see.
Oh, yeah, very nice.
Well,
Thanks very much,
stay in the bedroom like it's actually for the living room when I've got it done.
Wow.
Hey, what do you think?
What's it for? The shirt? Because I think it suits you, but have you got enough material?
It's for papering upstairs.
Oh, I don't like it then, no.
You don't?
Well, it's not right exciting, is it?
I think you should know he didn't choose it himself. I mean, before you get really insulted.
Well, who did then?
Audrey Potter.
Oh, well, in that case, I can see. God, it's beautiful, that. It's really lovely.
Thanks very much, I believe you and all.
I didn't know she'd got to the stage of choosing your wallpaper for you. She must be keen.
Well, I wanted a second opinion, you know.
Well, it's not what you wanted, it's what she wanted. I'm wondering about, aren't you, dear?
Yeah, you'll get me a bother.
Listen, Audrey Potter's a friend.
Of course she.
Yeah, she just happened to be here when I was going to the shop.
Of course she did.
Oh, think what you like. See if I care.
Hey, is it out going on?
I don't know, they've been seeing a bit of each other.
They've been seeing bits of each other.
A bit.
Hey, Alf, I'm only joking about your wallpaper.
Oh.
I think it's right nice.
Well, so do I, as a matter of fact.
I think Audrey's quite nice and all.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I don't know what you're telling me for, though.
Oh, no. You're not getting me down them cellar steps, lovey. Because I'd be scared once you did, you'd never get me out.
Well, suppose we took a few bottles out so it wasn't a full crate.
I don't care if it's full of feathers. I'm not just taking that risk.
No, you do right to know, Betty.
Well, we're going to be short of all sorts.
So, let her get herself a proper cellar man, instead of trying to keep the job warm while that fancy man of hers makes up his mind whether he wants it or not.
Do you think that's what she's doing?
Oh, sticks out a mile. Am I not right, Betty?
It's looking a bit that way, yeah.
Quiet, isn't it? Are you having a prayer meeting?
Oh, no. No, we're just wondering what to do about getting some crates up.
Well, you don't have to do out. Frank will see to that.
Yeah, but when?
When he's good and ready, just make a note of what's wanted.
One of the pumps is off.
Yeah, well, just let me put my shopping away. I'll see to that myself. Any other problems? You all right, Hilda?
Perfectly all right, thank you.
Oh, well, no to worry about then, have we?
What did I say? Frank will see to it. She's banking on him seeing to a heck of a lot, if you ask me.
Probably knows more about his intentions than we do, lovey.
Oh, I wouldn't put money on it. No, it'll all end in tears, Betty, same as all the others. She can no more hold on to a fella than onto the top of a greasy pole.
He's nice, though, isn't he? Don't you think?
Frank?
Yeah. I think he has a look of Clint Eastwood about him. Well, it's just the way he strikes me.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say out to her ladyship, else she'll be striking you now.
You know, those guys I work with, they wouldn't believe what I do with my couple of hours off.
Terrible, that cellar, isn't it?
Not the most salubrious place in the world.
I'd hate to be trapped down there. Well, depending on who I was with, of course.
Is that an invitation?
Come on, no slacking. Tilt that barge, lift that crate. How's he doing, kiddo?
He's doing very well.
Mixers, stout, light ale, as requested.
I think that deserves a reward, does that? You've no else for him, have you?
Not just now, no.
Then come with me to paradise. And here's today's Mr. Muscles, ladies, a younger but less lame member of the Duckworth family. He will be doing all the donkey work, and Frank will be popping in about 2 to do the clever stuff.
Ooh, what would we do without Frank, eh?
Yes, by the way, love, he's told me he doesn't really like blue eyeshadow.
Oh, not to worry. I've got my silver glitter in my bag.
Come on. There you go, love. Oh, and thanks again. And I'm sorry things didn't work out how you planned.
How do you mean?
Glorious, Gloria. No fun and games in the cellar. What a pity. Do you know, you could have provided me with a string of little pot men.
You want to stop sneering better, I might tell you the reason why we didn't make out.
Well, go on then.
Because she fancies the shreddies off your Frank, doesn't she?
He's not my Frank.
Well, whoever's Frank he is, then.
Just be her way of telling you where to get off, Terry Lamb.
Happens so, but a thought's as good as a deed to some people, isn't it?
And a nod's as good as a wink to a blind donkey, innit?
Hey, Terry! Reg Dawson is on his way round. Wants to see you. Probably because of your brilliant display of applied moronics yesterday. Probably thinks he's going to rip us off. But this time, I'm ready for him. Come on.
Right, yo. See you, gorgeous.
See you, stupid.
Talon. Yeah.
Come on, let's go and sit down.
They only had all that trouble with that Andrea Clayton woman, didn't they?
Well, wherever he got, he deserved it. Anyway, I stopped him in his tracks. I told him he couldn't hold a candle to you.
Really?
Well, you're a real man, aren't you? You know, sophisticated, in control.
Your dinner's on table, Frank.
No, it won't be for much longer if someone starts rocking the boat, will it?
Getting on with Gloria, are we?
Oh, she's getting on with me like a house on fire.
Yes, you look very intimate.
Talking about Terry Duckworth. I think she fancies him.
Better be him she fancies. Yes, Hilda.
Night time, please, Bat. Oh, you'd think it was the meds in season, wouldn't you?
I beg your pardon?
Well, look over there.
Oh, my God. We'll be doing another rescue job over there in a while, I shouldn't wonder.
Yeah. And there's your Frank and Gloria.
Now, Hilda, don't start putting ideas in my head.
Well, I'd not earn me living doing this, would I?
That's absolutely great. Very tasty.
Well, that corner's not too clever. Keep your hands over it when you give it to... They are for bet, I take it.
Only one woman in my life.
Oh, all my hopes dashed.
Oh, disappointing.
Well, I had thought I might just be in there with an outside chance.
Well?
Oh, well, you know, spare half hour, the moon shining, and both of us just a bit crackers.
We should just have to leave it to fate. I don't know.
What for, me or the chocolate?
My love, you are priceless. The chocolate.
Oh, yes. I think you might just get a bit of change out of that.
I've not bought out, I've just been having a look round.
Oh, that's nice.
It's not just Christmas it happens, is it? It just gets worse in festive season. The more goodwill there's supposed to be about, the more we get exploited.
Do we?
Just have a look round this shop. Everything's shrinking. Everything except price, that is. Look at them Christmas puddings. Every year they get smaller.
I think that's right, lovely. Check it, would you?
I say every year they get smaller.
I shouldn't think so, Mr. Sugden. They're sold by the weight.
Are they? I'll take them chocolate biscuits then.
Yeah, I will in a minute, lovely. I'm just trying to give this gentleman his change. Is it all right, love?
Absolutely fine. I should have thought it was a bit early to be worried about Christmas puddings.
Bit early? September wouldn't have been too early. They need nurturing, the Christmas puddings. You're a southerner, aren't you?
I have to admit I am. Born and bred. Streatham.
Streatham, eh? Oh, well.
I wouldn't let it worry you, love. I mean, it's not your fault you weren't born up here.
Good morning.
Do you ever work?
Do you know what time I shut my bar this morning? 2:45. And so what did I do? Sleep for the rest of the day? No. I had an hour or two off and decided to spend it with my dear lady. Because that bar is going to be murder again. I've got the same crowd staying till tomorrow.
I see. No sign of you tonight, then.
Gloria, would you like a box of chocolates? And I don't think she deserves it.
Yes, I do. Go on through, fix yourself a drink. I'll make you something to eat when we slacken off a bit.
Now, that sounds better. Oh, excuse me.
Why am I knocking myself out if he's here?
Now, Curly, he was working until 3 o'clock this morning.
Well, so he says.
Betty. And you were knocking yourself out because you happen to be a very good friend of ours.
And you're lovely with it, isn't he? Isn't he lovely with it?
You're wasting your time there, Chuck. His heart belongs to another.
If I hear another word about Susan Barlow...
Who's talking about Susan Barlow? I'm talking about Bill Haley's comet. Spends his life in outer space, this one, you know.
Can I come?
And it's Ali's comet. Have you seen it yet? No.
Well, someone has. It was in the paper a couple of months ago.
There's been a few reported sightings by amateurs. Yeah, but don't worry, I'll get it one night.
Lend him a hand, Gloria. Give him a pint of rocket fuel.
What sort of rocket fuel do you want, Curly? Usual?
Yeah, I'll have it in a snug.
Oh, he's a nice lad. You shouldn't make fun of him.
You know me, Hilda. I only make fun out of them I like. I make mincemeat out of the rest of them.
I can vouch for that.
Oh, what time I wasn't here? See you.
See you, love.
Right, you lot, keep your wits about you. If Morris Levy turns up trumps, it's back to the grindstone with a vengeance.
Oh, it's never out, Al.
Does he always drink doubles?
Doubles? You should see him at home. More like quadrupeds.
Quadrupeds, eh? Finishes up on all fours.
Now, I never said that. You just watch what you're saying.
I'm sorry, Hilda. I must have misunderstood you.
Yes, you must. You want to choose your words more careful in future.
I will, Hilda. I'm sorry. I couldn't do without her. Not for a minute.
Talking about me again?
Near enough, Hilda Ogden.
Oh, isn't she rotten, eh?
She is. She's leaving me to starve in there.
Can you manage for a minute or two?
Yeah, go on.
Could be worse, Betty. At least you got me.
A good job and all.
Give us a large scotch, will you?
Quadruped, is it? Oh, no, you have doubles, don't you?
What's she on about?
Don't ask me, love. They all get puddled when they've been working here a bit. Percy, I've been meaning to ask you a question.
Yes, what can I do for you?
Is it all talk, or are you really a good cook?
When I was in Palestine in World War II, it's Israel now, of course, but it was Palestine then. When I was there, our head cook in charge of the officers' mess. And every second Friday, we used to have a guest night for high-ranking officers and notables of the district. And it was my job to prepare a 7-course dinner for anything up to 40 people. And what's more, I couldn't do the same course twice. Every meal was different. I'll tell you what I used to give them.
Percy, I believe you. How do you fancy making a giant Christmas pudding for charity in Al Raffley?
Well, it's a bit late in day, but it sounds like labouring a good cause. Yes, go on, I'll oblige you.
Can you really make a Christmas pudding?
Can you run a factory full of daft women?
Just about.
Well, I can just about make a Christmas pudding then. What shall I do? Buy the ingredients and charge them to you?
Yeah, have a word with... get my file from that, I'll have a word with him.
I see.
Oh, Emily, how do you fancy organising a raffle for a giant Christmas pudding? For charity, for the hospital sake?
Oh, yes, certainly. Do you want me to make the pudding?
No, that's already in good hands. And on this rare occasion, even better hands than your own.
Percy's making it.
As if you hadn't guessed.
Oh.
You never asked me to make a pudding. I could knock spots off him.
Oh, make me one, love.
That all you want?
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I'd best be getting back then.
Look, why don't I come up to your hotel tonight? Be a pleasant change watching you working. We could have a drink or two together when you finish.
Could be a long wait. Still, if you think it might be worth your while.
Oh, I think it might.
It's like a little palace in there.
Would you two say that I was due for a night off?
I suppose so,
I'll take it tonight then. I won't leave till about 8. Watch him doing a bit of sweating. Be a change from watching you two, okay?
Yeah, right.
See you tonight, Frank.
Bye. Bye, girls.
I'll put kettle on before we open up.
She's entitled.
Oh, I know, lovey. And I don't begrudge her a night off. Far from it, but if anyone's going to get that girl into real trouble, it's going to be him. Don't ask me how I know. It's just my instincts going screaming blue murder.
You've got taste, love. Right, Betty, whatever you do, don't put the bolt on that back door. It's the only key I've got. Don't work too hard.
Cheer up, Betty.
I'm doing my best. Do you know, the last time I had these keys in my hands, she didn't go out for a night, she went out for a fortnight.
Morning, Betty.
Morning, love.
Sorry, I'm a bit behind. Has her nib said out?
Bet. The world could blow up and she wouldn't notice. Well, not before 10.
Oh, I'll get the vac going. That'll soon shift her.
Yeah.
Oh, morning, Mr. Pendlebury.
Morning.
One of these days I'll surprise you. I'll be here first.
Well, you know me, lovey, the original doormat. Oh. Rovers Return, Muggins speaking. Oh, Mr. Newton. Yes, this is Mrs. Turpin speaking. Yes, of course you can. Would you hold on a minute? Would you like to nip upstairs and tell Sleeping Beauty that the Lord and Master's on the phone?
Hey.
Is she up, that ladyship?
Up, dirty stop out. She's not even in.
She must be.
Well, go and have a look for yourself. Bedroom door's open.
Whatever am I going to say?
Tell him she's out shopping.
Shopping? She could be in Bermuda.
Well, tell him she's out shopping in Bermuda then. For shorts.
Listen, it's all right you laughing, but you're with that Frank, and Lord knows what capers they'll have her on. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Newton, but, well, it appears that Miss Lynch isn't available at the moment. No, well, we think she's gone shopping. We were a bit short of savouries, you know, for the lunchtime menu. Oh, Yes. Yes, I'll pass that on. Bye-bye, Mr. Newton. He wants us to ring him back.
I'd check the airport.
Oh, would you? Well, you check him then.
Hey, Hilda has a point, you know. She could have scarfed it again.
You're a fine one. The shopping was your idea.
Well, you shouldn't have said savouries. I mean, you can't get into that pantry for pickled onions.
Oh, Gloria.
Any last requests?
Hey? Oh, neck on the block time, you mean? Look, it's all right, you laughing. I bet I've done a bunk, you know. There'll be a clean sweep here. No danger. They'll have us all down the road.
Oh, I hope she's back.
What?
Frank's in tow and all.
Hello there, my treasures. Trade's booming, I see.
Well, we're certainly earning our corn.
I know what you thought. You thought I'd done a runner, didn't you?
And to put money on it.
Well, to be honest, I was tempted. Ideas about weekends in London were floating around, but I said, no, Frank, as captain, I am needed back there on that bridge.
Good job you did, for all our sakes.
George Newton's been after you.
In person?
No, he rang.
See? What did I tell you? Because I've done that flyer, and no panic, thanks to your loyal and blessed staff.
Oh, listen, George Newton rang.
So, you gave him the chat up, didn't you, girl?
Well, Betty did. She was terrific. Told him a right tale.
So that's him flannelled with then, isn't it? Good karma, my flower. You know, we could still do it. The car's just outside.
Oh, maybe next time. Thanks, kid. I mean, I weren't rushing back because I thought you might shot me like.
You know what, Princess? That breakfast really set me up. I'm right in the mood now for a game of Scrabble or something.
Well, it does make a change from Ludo, doesn't it?
Wasn't she supposed to ring George Newton back?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, then you better tell her then. You know, before she gets too involved with this, Scrabble.
You tell her.
I tell you what, Flower. I don't know what Bet's secret is, but she certainly gets us all running around.
Yeah, well, you're not so bad yourself, are you, pulling folks' strings?
Me? I'm a man of straw, blown by the winds of chops.
Yes, but it's who gets blown along with you, isn't it?
Ooh, am I getting my backside kicked or
Oh,
what?
give over. Stop beggaring about. I mean, you know Bet's still on this probation, don't you?
Now, what's the moan? I'm helping out, aren't I? Lugging all these crates up and down, risking my delicate back. And when the shout goes up for brown owls, who does the business?
It's all this swanning about. No, never telling me when she's coming back.
Yeah.
Do you mind? There I am, giving George Newton a quick tinkle. All I can hear is this squabbling.
Oh, glad you phoned him.
Oh, yes. Naturally I rang. Gloria gave me the full strength, didn't she?
Bully for Gloria.
I'll second that. I mean, you kept quiet, didn't you? I could have been dropped right in it there, couldn't I?
Gloria's a little treasure. I hope you told Herr Newton that.
Oh, yes, I laid it on good and thick. I said Your Highness can stop fretting, what with the new staff I've got. Not to mention the unpaid help.
Oh, well, seeing that you're so well fixed, perhaps you can manage without me.
Now, Betty, no bitterness, no getting the needle.
I'm not getting the needle. I am taking a holiday. I've got a week's due to me, and I'm taking it as from tonight.
Hang about. You can't just bang in like that. You've got to give notice. I mean, you can't just take off because you fancy it.
Oh, shut up. You did it. Now I'm doing it.
Bet tells me you're not in next week.
Yeah, that's right.
She's seething, you know.
I do good.
Hey, I've just had a surprise. You know the lanky one, Curly? Yeah. He was boring me to death about telescopes, and he suddenly asked me if I had a day off next week. I said, well, actually, you're in luck, as a matter of fact. I've got 2 with me.
Do you know something, kid? You're getting to be a real asset. You really brighten this bar up, don't you, Betty?
Oh, you're like a good deed in a naughty world.
In fact, I reckon thee and me are going to manage right well next week. I know you've got days off coming, but I'll see you right. There's out worth paying for. It's dependability. Hello, Chuck. Usual case of scotch, is it?
2 orange juices, a brown ale, a Coke, and 4 packets of crisps, please.
Orgy night down at the church hall.
Wrong again. It's putting a bed up night at the Barlows. They've got Susan due back tomorrow.
Oh, lovely.
Hello.
Just the one, you said?
For now, yeah. I wouldn't like to see you doing yourself in.
Take more than a crate of mixers to see me in, my darling.
I believe you. Here, what was that you were saying about tonight?
Ah, yes, I'm sorry, but I owe this mate a favour, you see. And since he needs tonight off, and as we've got this late night do.
You'll be stopping at the hotel?
That's right. So it looks like we're going to have to skip tonight.
Oh, I don't know, if Mohammed can't come to the mountain.
I don't know.
Well, if you don't fancy it.
It is not that. Just remember what happened last time.
I am doing.
They do say you can have too much of a good thing, you know.
Well, whoever said that was lying in his teeth. Carlo. You
shut off already.
Better make a move, yeah.
Oh, I'll see you later then.
Now look, do you reckon that you should?
Well, if you don't want a friendly face on the other side of the bar to keep you company in the wee small hours.
I am thinking of you and this place.
Well, that's my problem, isn't it? I'll see you later.
If you can make it.
I'll see you later.
Right, if Mrs. Walker could see what's going on under this roof, she'd be doing cartwheels.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, him and her.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it's obvious they've not spent the afternoon shining the silver, isn't it? I mean, live and let live, I always say, but she has to make it so flipping obvious.
Well, be very careful what I said if I was you, Hilda.
Oh, I know what I'm saying, all right. He even keeps the house of a flipping tomcat and all.
Gloria, you're here till the death tonight, aren't you?
Yeah.
You could do us a favour.
Me?
Lock up for us. There's a spare set of keys in the sideboard drawer.
Way off.
There's a bit of a do-on at Frank's place. I thought I'd slip off about 10:15. Should be all over by the shouting by then.
It's all right by me. Do you want me in early in the morning to open up?
Gloria, I'm surprised at you. You know, I'm not supposed to leave this place empty overnight.
Like the other night, you mean?
Just lock up for us, okay?
Okay, if you say so.
Ta, kid.
We're open in 5 minutes, you know, Hilda.
Oh, don't you worry, Flo, me dry by then. The great thing is not to use too much water, you see. Wring your mop out proper. Trade secret is that.
That's taking a time coming back, isn't she? I'm just wondering whether I should phone the hotel.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. You might find yourself talking to the manager. And I bet he doesn't know about all these capers his staff get up to. I mean, if she stopped the night there with Milado, you might want to charge her. Well, after all, it is a hotel, isn't it?
Oh, you're too early, love. We're not open yet.
You're open to me, love. George Newton.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Newton. I didn't recognise you.
Morning, Mr. Newton. How you keeping?
Oh, fine, thanks. Mrs.
Ogden.
Ah, yes. Hilda, isn't it?
Yes.
You keeping all right?
Oh, mustn't grumble, you know. Mind you, there's plenty wood, but that's never been my way.
No, no. You're the new lass, aren't you? That tells me you're settling in nicely. Where is she, by the way?
Not here.
She, went to the bank, you know, cashing the money and that.
Oh, well, she shouldn't be long. Opening time in a minute.
Oh, yes, we're all ready. Bet made sure everything was shipshape before she went to the bank.
Good.
Didn't she, Hilda?
Well, I'll sample the beer before you open up. Be right with you.
Right. Oh, Darlove. He's getting restive. Why don't you chat him up or something?
Me?
Keep him talking. Take his mind off Bet.
Not likely. I'm having now to do with it.
What are you standing there for, then?
Because I want to see what happens when her ladyship finally turns up. I want to see the feathers flying.
Oh, talk about vultures.
Bet's taking her time, isn't she? Was she going somewhere else besides the bank?
Oh, I don't think so. She's probably stuck in a queue.
Morning, where's Bet? I've got this poster here for her.
Oh, that's good. Why don't you show it to Mr. Newton? He'll be very interested.
Morning, Sugden's the name. So you're interested in Christmas puddings, are you, Mr. Newman?
Newton.
Mr. Newton runs the brewery, you know, Newton and Ridley.
Is that so? Oh, I'm very pleased to meet you. Well, say this, you don't brew a bad pint.
Give the gentleman a pint, Gloria.
Half will do, love. No, you don't brew a bad pint at all as beer goes nowadays.
What's all this about Christmas pudding?
Oh, that's just one of Bet's schemes. Mr. Sugden's making a big pudding and we're raffling it for charity. Full of schemes like that, Bet. Always got something on the go.
All right. Let them that can do the business get a word in. I'm to be something of an artist in the pudding department, you see. I ought to be. I went through the war up at the sharp end cooking for the troops.
Old soldier, eh?
I went through the war with a ladle in one hand and a rifle in the other. I've made Christmas puddings in the western desert under the blazing sun by day and the bitter cold by night. Our CO, Colonel Worthington Smith, used to say that my puddings tipped the scales against Jerry.
I like a pudding myself, as long as there's a drop of brandy in it.
I never reveal my recipe. I've been pressed to many a time. Colonel Worthington Smith used to say, I know your formula, Sugden. 2 of sand and 1 of cement. It was just a little joke, of course.
Very interesting. Where the hell's Bet?
What, Chick, Terry? You nearly had my eye out.
Sorry.
Oh, you're all right. You did well. Oh, my God. There's his car. Here we go, then. It is a far, far better thing that I do now. You're supposed to say that, you know, when you're heading for the chop.
There's another thing I'll say for you. You haven't ruined this pub with a load of jukeboxes, musical whatsits and loudspeakers all over the place.
Well, it's our policy to let the licensees...
There's another of your pubs I used to go into, the Antelope. It's full of that rubbish. Blasting your eardrums off. You can't hear yourself speak. What I want in a public house is a good conversation like we're having now.
Oh. Well, it's what the young people like, Mr. Sugden.
Beg of young people, there's enough folk running around pleasing young people as it is. Anyhow, I don't hold with luring young people into licensed premises. In my view, it's all wrong.
Oh, here she is now, Mr. Newton.
Oh, thank God.
Why, Mr. Newton?
Mr. Newton came just after you set off for the bank.
The bank? Oh, yes. Did he? Well, what a nice surprise.
Ah, well, I was hoping to surprise you half an hour since. That's how long I've been waiting.
Oh, you can queue for ages in that bank, can't you?
Sometimes you can, yes. Actually, it was pretty quiet this morning. No, it was the manager. Well, he would keep me talking.
Oh, what were you seeing the manager for? After a loan or something? Don't we pay you enough?
Now, that is a leading question. No, I was just banking the cash, and he happened to be walking through. He would have me go into his office and take a glass of sherry with him, would you believe?
Oh, you must be well in. Or else he fancies you.
I think he's in love with Newton and Ridley. He's a great fan of the Jubilee Strong Ale.
Oh, sounds like a sensible fellow. Well, that was my baby, the Jubilee Strong Ale.
Well, I never knew that. Yes, he loves it. Anyway, you'll be glad to hear he's agreed not to start selling it as long as I don't start cashing any checks.
Oh.
Going through.
Just look at her. If she fell in the canal, she'd come up smelling the roses.
I'll say this for her, though. She's a good judge of people. She knew to turn to for a first-class Christmas pudding.
Yes, well, I can't be stood here any longer. I've got better things to do.
Are you walking down road?
Yes.
I'll walk with you.
Right.
Well, this time I wasn't here.
Well, it's always nice to see you. I'm only sorry I just popped out when you called. You know, I must have missed you only by seconds.
Oh, don't worry. Your barmaid made me feel welcome. She seems like a good lass.
Oh, she is. Quite an asset.
Oh, and by the way, before I dash off, the reason I came round here in the first place, mustn't forget that, must I? You remember our little talk a couple of months back and the arrangement we came to? Called it probation, didn't we?
I seem to remember that was the word, yes.
Well, it's obvious you've got things well in hand here.
Thanks very much.
No, credit where it's due. That's all we want at Newton and Ridley, you know, Bet. A bit of application, a bit of steady, responsible management. So, well done. You can forget all about that probation.
I'm very glad to hear that.
Keep up the good work. Be seeing you.
I look forward to that, Mr. Newton.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Is everything all right?
Couldn't be better.
When he walked in, I nearly died. All I could think of was that you'd
Gloria,
gone to the
love, you were great. You played a blinder.
Oh, I'm just glad it all turned out right. Hey, what are you keeping your coat on for? Have you got a cold or something?
Eh? Oh, the coat. No, I just didn't want to take it off while George Newton was about. Just in case he wondered why I was wearing my see-through nightie for a trip to the bank. Okay, love, see you.
Hello there. One case. I think I packed everything you brought with you.
Ah, Frank, you're a good lad.
So anyway, still here. Didn't get the bullet then.
No, thanks to Gloria mainly. When I got back here, she was playing a blinder with George Newton. Told him I was at the bank. Just telling Frank, you saved my bacon. Yes, love?
So you stuck your neck out for her, did you?
Well, I suppose so. What else could I have done?
Well, you could have dropped her in it.
I wouldn't do that, would I?
Well, some would. Especially if they thought getting the boss the chop might get them a bit of promotion.
I think you've been meeting the wrong sort of people.
You might be right there.